Chosen one, listen carefully, because heaven stopped me and said, speak this to you now. Money is coming, not the small kind, not the kind you hustle for, the kind that shifts bloodlines, the kind that breaks cycles, the kind that makes hell panic when your feet hit the floor. But hear me, you must stay silent. What God is about to release into your life cannot be announced, explained, or shared. This breakthrough arrives wrapped in secrecy. This blessing moves in silence, and the moment you feel it coming, guard your tongue, guard your circle, guard your spirit. Chosen one, lean in for a moment. Do you feel that? That quiet stirring in your chest, the soft pressure rising as if someone just called your name in a room no one else can enter. Heaven told me to deliver this message before this day ends. And I don't know who needed this, but your spirit has been trembling because God has been whispering your real name. Not the one people use, not the one the world knows, but the one heaven stitched into your bones before you were born. Something inside you already knows this moment is not random. Something inside you recognizes the sound of this voice. Like wind slipping through a half-open door, like light falling into a dark room. Breathe in, hold it, now let it go. Because what I'm about to tell you will land differently. I wasn't supposed to release this yet. I tried to postpone it, I tried to wait, but heaven stopped me. And the Spirit said, speak now, don't wait another hour. Someone is listening whose heart has been pounding for days. Someone who has been waking up with a heaviness they couldn't explain. Someone who has been withdrawing from people without knowing why. You weren't supposed to scroll past this. You weren't supposed to miss this. This is an appointment with destiny. Stay until the end of this message. Something inside you will shift. Child of light, let me talk to the part of you that has been silent. You've been feeling things you can't articulate. Have you noticed how everything feels louder in your spirit lately? How your chest feels tighter even when nothing is wrong? How you feel exhausted even after resting, but something inside you refuses to quit? How people think you're fine, but they don't see the heaviness behind your eyes? You've been withdrawing from crowds, sensing energies you never noticed before, having dreams that feel like messages, feeling waves of intuition rising without permission. It's like your spirit is waking up faster than your mind can keep up. And your body has been speaking too. A weight pressing on your chest one moment, a warmth in your hands the next, breath deepening without trying, a sudden chill running down your back when the room is warm. Your emotions have been shifting, one day quiet, one day raw, one day strangely hopeful. Relationships feel different. You sense things you used to overlook. You pick up tension before words are spoken. Life itself feels like it's slowing down around you, like heaven is pulling you into a sacred pause. Let me tell you something that will calm your spirit. This is not happening to you. It's happening for you. God has been whispering through your discomfort. Heaven has been adjusting the atmosphere around your life. What you feel is not weakness, it's alignment. What you sense is not confusion, it's awakening. You're not imagining any of it. You are perceiving spiritual signals. Your mind is only now learning to translate. Right now, in this very moment, heaven is doing something in your life that your logic can't explain. Lean in a little more. Listen to me carefully. Your spirit needs to hear this part. There is a reason why this season feels unfamiliar, why your emotions feel deeper, why silence feels louder, why your dreams feel heavier, why your heart feels both tired and strangely expectant. Something in the spiritual realm has shifted around you. Something sacred has been unfolding behind the scenes. You have entered a moment heaven has been preparing you for. You've been feeling the battle intensify even though nothing external changed. Your mind has been racing, your breath has been shallow, your nights have been long. But listen, there is nothing wrong with you. This is the necessary pressure that comes before revelation. You're not falling apart. You are being positioned. God has been separating you, not to isolate you, but to refine you. The delays weren't punishment, they were protection. The stagnation wasn't a failure, it was divine timing adjusting itself around your destiny. Feel your breath for a second, slow, steady, rising and falling. Your spirit knows this voice. Heaven has been calling you into silence so you could hear what comes next. Your discomfort has been the signal. Your loneliness has been the classroom. Your restlessness has been the sign. All of it. Every sensation in your chest. Every dream that left you shaken. Every moment you felt misunderstood has been designed to draw you closer to this very revelation. And if your spirit is resonating right now, if you feel a warmth in your chest or a pull in your stomach, if your breathing feels different as these words are being spoken, that is your confirmation. Let me speak to the part of you that has been hiding, the part that has been afraid to hope again, the part that has been carrying weight no one knows about. Heaven brought you here because something is about to be revealed. Something sacred is opening. Something you felt but couldn't name is about to make itself known. You are not here by accident. You are not listening by coincidence. Heaven has been trying to get your attention, and now you're finally still enough to hear it. Chosen one, pay attention because what I say next will confirm everything. And if you feel this in your chest right now, if something inside you is standing up, then let your spirit rise. Because we are about to touch the reason heaven has been calling you. Chosen one, you've been carrying far more than you ever speak out loud. I can feel the weight behind your silence, the pressure behind your breath, the stories sitting in your chest that no one has ever heard. God says, I saw you when no one else did. I saw you when you broke quietly. I saw you when you held yourself together in front of people who never even noticed your trembling hands. I saw you when your heart felt too full, when your spirit felt too stretched, when your strength felt too thin. You've been trying to convince the world you're okay, but heaven has been listening to the part of you that whispers in the dark. You've been misunderstood more times than you can count, haven't you? You speak gently, yet they twist your intentions. You love deeply, yet they question your motives. You try to help, yet they doubt your heart. You've given grace they didn't deserve, carried burdens that weren't yours, and kept secrets that would have broken other people. You walk into rooms and sense the atmosphere shift before a single word is spoken. You feel when someone's spirit isn't right. You feel when someone's heart hides something. You feel when something is off, even if everyone else is smiling. And the truth is, you have mastered the art of smiling while hiding a storm inside. You've stood in a room full of people and still felt like you were the only one present. You've stayed strong for others while falling apart quietly inside your own thoughts. You've held space for people who would never hold space for you. You've poured from an empty cup because no one noticed you were running dry. Even when you sleep, your spirit doesn't rest. Your mind keeps running. Your heart keeps remembering. Your soul keeps scanning the world for what it cannot name. You feel things you never asked to feel. A heaviness out of nowhere. A sudden sadness that isn't yours. A pressure in your chest that rises like a silent wave. The air thickening even when the room is quiet. The kind of fatigue that sleep doesn't fix. The kind of loneliness that isn't solved by company. It's like you live with a radar inside your spirit, sensing energy shifts, feeling intentions, noticing details that everyone else ignores. Dreams have been visiting you more frequently. Some feel like warnings, some feel like messages. Some feel like someone trying to tell you something just before dawn. And then there are the betrayals, the wounds inflicted not by enemies, but by the very people you trusted. The ones you helped the most were often the first to walk away. The ones who leaned on you were the ones who left when you needed them. Your loyalty has been your vulnerability. You forgave people who never apologized. You stayed when others fled. You believed in people who doubted you. And the deepest cuts weren't physical, they were spiritual. The kind you can't point to, but you feel every time you inhale. Your eyes carry stories your mouth never told. Your hands shake sometimes when you think about what you survived. Your heart has been tired, but it never stopped beating with purpose. Your spirit has been bruised, but it never stopped reaching for the light. Even when you felt forgotten, something inside you kept rising. Even when you felt empty, something inside you kept searching. Even when you felt broken, something inside you refused to die. Let me tell you something that will make your soul exhale. You were never strange. You were set apart. Your isolation was not punishment. It was training. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is spiritual sight. God hides his strongest warriors in seasons of silence. He pulls them away from the noise to refine their hearing. He blinds them to certain people to protect their spirit. That rejection you faced wasn't rejection. It was redirection. That loneliness you felt wasn't abandonment. It was elevation disguised as emptiness. Heaven has been hiding you the same way he hid Joseph, placed in pits, pushed aside, misunderstood, but destined for a throne. The same way he hid David, alone in caves, hunted by those he would one day bless, anointed when no one expected him. The same way he hid Moses, drawn out of waters, preserved when others perished, prepared in the quiet for a mission he didn't choose but was chosen for. And angels have been closer than you think. Michael stood beside you when the night tried to swallow your mind. Gabriel whispered direction into the dreams that made no sense. Raphael touched the parts of you you hid even from yourself and began healing wounds you never admitted were there. You thought you were forgotten, but heaven was shielding you. You thought you were being delayed, but God was forming your character. You thought everything was falling apart, but everything was actually falling into place. You thought doors were closing because you were unworthy, but those doors were never meant for you. You thought people were walking away because you weren't about enough, but God removed them because they would have corrupted your next season. Something inside you should be loosening now. Your breath softening, your chest expanding, your shoulders dropping. You are not crazy for feeling what you feel. You are not overreacting. You are not imagining the spiritual pressure around you. You have been sensing the shift long before it reached the surface. There is a reason your path has been so narrow, your nights so heavy, your emotions so raw. Those silent seasons shaped you more than you realize. The nights you cried built resilience. The days you felt lost built discernment. The seasons of drought built depth. You weren't being overlooked. You were being refined. And now that you're starting to understand why you felt this way, your spirit can breathe again. Can you feel that? The slight lightness, the small release, the warmth rising along your spine. That is recognition. That is truth settling. That is heaven aligning your past with your purpose. Let me show you what all of this has been leading to. Because everything you've been carrying, every sensation in your body, every emotion you've tried to hide, every whisper in the dark, has all been preparing you for a shift. Everything in your spirit has been pointing toward what comes next. You've been sensing it for weeks, maybe months, that something is rearranging itself. And now, as these words land in your chest, you can finally feel why heaven has been calling you into silence. Your spirit is ready. Something is shifting around you right now, chosen one. Even as you listen, the atmosphere of your life is changing. I can feel it in the way your breath just deepened, in the way your chest loosened, in the way your spirit leaned forward, as if it already knows what is happening. There is a divine rearrangement unfolding in this very moment. Heaven is moving things you cannot see. Angels are repositioning pieces you didn't even know were part of your story. You are standing inside a spiritual transition. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Stay with this feeling. Notice your hands. They may feel warm, almost as if someone is holding them. Notice your shoulders, relaxing without trying. Notice the quiet rising in your spirit, like dawn slowly brightening behind the mountains of your life. Notice the breath entering your lungs more freely, as if a weight has been lifted, but you can't explain from where. You might even feel chills brushing your arms or a soft tingling moving down your back, even if the room is still. That is not imagination. That is not emotion. That is not coincidence. Your spirit is waking up. This shift is not mental. It is spiritual. It is not something you're thinking. It is something heaven is orchestrating. The heaviness that sat on your chest for months is loosening. The fog that clouded your mind is thinning. The confusion that once felt like a knot inside your ribs is unraveling. You're not imagining this. You're aligning with it. The atmosphere inside you is changing because heaven is confirming your new season. You can feel it like pressure releasing. You can sense it like air clearing. You can perceive it like a room widening around you. Chosen one, this is divine intervention. God has initiated a transition you cannot stop. He has already pressed the shift into motion. He has already changed the winds around your destiny. He has already begun opening what was once sealed and closing what was once draining you. The delays were not punishment. They were protection. The silence was not absence. It was instruction. The pressure was not crushing. It was refining. Heaven waited until you were strong enough, aware enough, awakened enough to understand what is happening now. And now the sacred reason rises like light through water. You have entered the moment heaven has been preparing for years. The reason everything felt strange lately is because your spirit was being recalibrated. The reason you felt withdrawn was because God was pulling you inward, not outward. The reason you sensed people's intentions more sharply was because discernment was being sharpened inside you. The reason dreams came more frequently was because heaven was increasing spiritual communication. The reason your heart felt tender was because it needed to be open for what was approaching. Something holy has been unfolding behind the veil of your life, and now that veil is beginning to lift. Look at the images moving behind you, wings unfolding behind your shoulders, the ground beneath you glowing faintly like embers waking up, a thin line of light entering the cracks of the walls that once trapped you. Look at the vision ahead, white smoke rising around your feet, lifting you gently, water flowing under you even though you stand on solid ground, candles flickering in a circle as if marking sacred territory. The sky above you is not silent, it's cracking open, and light is pouring through the cracks. The angels are not distant. They are here. Michael stands guard at your left, his sword planted in the ground beside you, clearing away the shadows that tried to hover over your mind. Gabriel leans into your spirit, whispering, "Do not fear this shift. It is alignment." And Raphael moves behind you, placing a soft, steadying hand on the part of your heart that still aches, sealing old wounds you've carried for too long. Behold, God says, "I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth." Do you perceive it? Everything inside you is starting to perceive it. This is why you felt loss, not because you were losing, but because you were being positioned. You are not being stripped. You are being lifted. What left your life was not meant for your next chapter. What fell away was not meant to stay. What collapsed was not meant to carry weight in your future. This shift is not against you. It is for you. This movement is not breaking you. It is breaking everything that tried to keep you small. This transition is not taking from you. It is returning you to yourself. Something is rising in your spirit right now, isn't it? A small fire, a quiet strength, a breath that feels deeper than the one before. The ground beneath your life is not shaking to destroy you. It is shifting to reveal a path that was always meant for your feet. Your spirit is not overwhelmed. It is awakening to authority. Your body is not signaling danger. It is responding to divine presence. This is the moment where everything begins to make sense. As heaven repositions you, you may feel emotions surface without warning, a sudden hope, a sudden peace, a sudden clarity. You may feel tears gather without sadness. You may feel your heart expand, as if finally remembering something it forgot. You may sense that something is lifting, releasing, loosening. You may feel an inner nod, like your soul saying, "Yes, this is it." Let that sensation move through you. Let your breath deepen. Let your chest soften. Let your spirit stretch into this revelation. There is nothing to fear here. There is only alignment. There is only clarity coming. There is only breakthrough forming. The shadows are thinning. The noise is fading. The pressure is easing. The shift has begun. And as this shift unfolds, as the atmosphere rearranges, as your spirit rises into what was always meant to be, there is something you must understand, something essential to the path opening before you, something that explains why the battles felt so heavy, why the attacks grew stronger, why the resistance intensified. Because with every divine shift, there is a moment when light disrupts darkness, and the darkness fights back. Listen, chosen one, the battle around you has intensified for a reason. You've felt it. The sudden heaviness, the chaos that came out of nowhere, the pressure on your mind, the strange tension in the air, the emotional waves that felt too sharp to be random. Hell has been louder because heaven is closer. The warfare you've been sensing is not confusion, it is confirmation. You are standing in the final stretch of a long spiritual war, and every force that once tried to break you is throwing its last attack because it knows what you don't fully see yet. You are about to cross a threshold the enemy cannot follow. Feel your breath for a moment. Feel how the air vibrates differently now. Your spirit feels alert. Don't you sense it? Something in you stands up when truth comes near. Something in you rises when revelation touches your chest. You've been noticing the inner storms, the sudden anxiety, the nights where your thoughts raced like they were being chased, the mornings where a weight sat on your ribs before you even opened your eyes. You've felt moments of confusion that made no sense, emotional heaviness that wasn't connected to your environment, strange dreams that left shadows in the corners of your room. People around you shifted too. Someone who once felt warm suddenly went cold. Someone you trusted pulled away without explanation. Someone you thought supported you turned quiet right when you needed clarity. Plans fell apart at the last minute. Things that should have been simple became complicated. You tried to speak, but your words felt tangled. You felt watched. You felt drained. You felt like something was pushing against the edges of your peace. Chosen one, that was not weakness. That was warfare. And the reason it rose all at once is because your spirit stepped into authority the enemy hoped you would never recognize. You crossed a spiritual line without realizing it. Something in you matured, strengthened, sharpened. You outgrew the attacks that used to break you. You became too aligned for darkness to manipulate. You became too awakened to confuse. You became too discerning to deceive. The closer you get to breakthrough, the louder the opposition becomes. Hell only fights what heaven protects. And you, child of light, you are protected. You are not weak. You are forged. Every battle you survived became part of your armor. Every tear you shed hardened your spiritual muscles. Every wound you carried taught you how to sense danger early. Your spirit is older than your wounds. Your strength is deeper than your scars. Your bloodline has been waiting for someone like you, someone strong enough to break patterns, someone awake enough to see truth, someone brave enough to carry light into places it has never reached. You are not breaking, you are breaking through. You are not losing, you are being sharpened. You are not falling, you are rising. You are not alone, you are surrounded by angels. Look around in the spirit for a moment. Do you feel that presence behind you? That warmth at your shoulder? That pressure in the air that feels like protection? That is Michael standing at your side, sword drawn, guarding the path beneath your feet. He has been intercepting attacks meant for your mind. He has been cutting away shadows that tried to coil around your thoughts. He is standing between you and everything that once tried to swallow your future. Gabriel is near too, whispering clarity into your confusion. Even when your mind felt messy, He was nudging your intuition, aligning you with the right decisions, redirecting you from traps that looked like opportunities. Some of the sudden changes of heart you felt were not inconsistency, they were protection. Gabriel has been guiding you through the fog. And Raphael, he has been tending the wounds you never speak of, the ones in your chest that ache without reason, the quiet heartbreaks no one saw, the spirit bruises you carried from years of being misunderstood. He has been stitching light where you were torn. He has been healing the parts of you that still flinch when memory touches them. You have not been fighting alone. But hear me clearly. This is the final battle before the elevation. The enemy can sense your transition even if you cannot see it yet. Your assignment is shifting. Your season of hiding is ending. The mantle on your life is growing heavier because your authority is increasing. Darkness pushes hardest right before a divine threshold. That is why you felt pressure increase suddenly. That is why old attacks resurfaced. That is why old temptations reappeared. That is why past wounds tried to reopen. That is why confusion tried to cloud your vision. Because the enemy knows you're about to access a level of spiritual clarity you have never walked in before. And this moment right here is the last battle before your crown, the last resistance before the release, the last storm before the sunrise, the final push before what has been promised finally unfolds. Feel your spirit responding. Feel the fire rising in your chest. Feel the strength returning to your breath. Feel that trembling in your soul, not fear, but awakening. You are being strengthened for what is coming. You are being aligned for what has been prepared. You are being shaped into the warrior heaven always knew you were. And in the middle of this battle, heaven has a message for you. Something God has been waiting to tell your spirit. Something your soul has been starving to hear. Something that will bring everything into focus. Take a breath. Slow, steady, open your heart, because what God says next will speak directly into the deepest part of you. God says, "Listen to me now, my chosen. Still your mind, quiet your breath, let your spirit open. I have been waiting for this moment to speak to you directly. I have watched you walk through storms you never told anyone about. I have seen you stand in battles that would have crushed others. I have heard the prayers you whispered only in your thoughts, the ones you never said out loud because you feared they were too heavy, too painful, too complicated to bring before me. But I heard them, every single one. I saw you cry last night when you thought no one noticed. I saw the way your chest tightened when memories tried to pull you backwards. I saw the way you forced yourself to be strong when your spirit only wanted to rest. I saw the way you hid your disappointment behind a tired smile. I saw the night you held your breath because the weight on your heart felt too real. I saw you push through exhaustion because you didn't want to burden anyone. And I saw the moment you wondered if I was still close. And I was closer than your breath. Hear me, child of light. Nothing you endured was unseen. Nothing you suffered was wasted. Nothing you carried was ignored. I collected every tear you shed. I guarded every step you took. I stood beside you when others walked away. I held your spirit when the world demanded too much. I covered your mind when darkness tried to swallow you. I placed my hand over your heart when it began to fracture under pressure. You were never abandoned. You were never forgotten. You were never alone. And now I will tell you what you have been afraid to ask. I allowed the silence so you could learn to hear my whisper. I allowed the separation so I could prepare your spirit without interference. I allowed the delay because the wrong doors were knocking. I allowed the closing of certain relationships because they could not carry the weight of your destiny. I allowed the stillness because your next season requires a strength you did not yet know you possessed. I hid my hand not to harm you but to shape you. I withdrew voices from your life so you could recognize mine. I know you questioned the process. I know you felt forgotten in the quiet. I know you wondered if you had done something wrong, but hear me clearly. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. The breaking you felt was not destruction, it was expansion. The loneliness you felt was not abandonment, it was alignment. The shifting you experienced was not loss, it was protection. Everything I removed was keeping you from what I am bringing. And now, my chosen, I am restoring what the world thought was finished. I am lifting the weight that has been sitting on your spirit. I am healing the wounds you've tried to ignore. I am strengthening your bones, steadying your heart, and clarifying your vision. I am redeeming lost time. I am restoring joy to your mornings and peace to your nights. I am sending light into the corners of your soul that have been dim for too long. I am calming the waters inside you. I am bringing rest to the part of you that has been screaming silently for it. You will not walk into the next season the way you walked through the last. The heaviness is breaking. The confusion is dissolving. The spiritual fog is lifting. Your purpose is rising from the ashes of everything that tried to bury you. You are stepping into a chapter where your voice will matter, where your presence will shift atmospheres, where your influence will expand, where your identity will shine without fear. I am opening doors no one can shut. I am aligning opportunities that were delayed but never denied. I am placing the right people in your life. People who will cover you, honor you, stand with you, and speak life into your spirit. I am breaking generational burdens that weighed on your family for decades. I am releasing clarity that will guide your steps. I am establishing you in places where you will not just survive. You will reign. You will rise. You will overcome. You will walk in purpose. You will stand in authority. You will become the person your spirit has always known you were. And listen, heaven has been speaking as well. Michael says, "The battle is won. Stand firm." Gabriel says, "The instructions will come in your dreams. Prepare to receive." Raphael says, "Your heart is being mended. The pain you carried will no longer rule your steps. You are surrounded by light, covered by angels, guarded by heaven itself." Now say this so your spirit remembers. Heaven knows my name. Say it again, slowly. I am chosen for this season. Whisper it if you must. I am protected, I am guided, I am covered. And if these words are speaking into the deepest part of you, declare it. I receive this. Let this settle. Let this word anchor into your chest. Let your breath slow. Let your spirit loosen. Now, let this truth rest on you like warm light through an open window. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heartbeat soften. Let your mind unclench. Your spirit is ready for what comes next. Your soul knows the way forward. The shift that began in you will not be undone. And as this word sinks deeper, let your breath fall into rhythm. Inhale, hold, exhale, and feel the peace rising from the inside out. Because now that heaven has spoken, you are ready for the sealing. Chosen one, breathe. Slowly, let your shoulders drop. Let your spirit rest for a moment. You entered this message carrying weight you didn't know how to name, but you are leaving with clarity settling over you like a soft blanket. Let the peace of God settle over you right now. Feel the air around you shift. Feel your chest loosen. Feel your breath deepen. Heaven is still here. The presence you felt earlier hasn't faded. It has wrapped itself around you like warm light. Something shifted inside you today. You can feel it, can't you? A quietness in your mind, a calmness in your chest, a sense that the pressure that once sat on your ribs has lifted. The confusion that shadowed your thoughts has broken. The heaviness that clung to your spirit is slipping away like mist burning under sunrise. Your heart feels different, lighter, more open, less defended. That sensation is your sign. That feeling is your confirmation. That peace is not imagined. It is the evidence that heaven touched you. Let me pray over you now, slowly, like pouring warm oil over your soul. Father, we seal this word over every soul listening in this sacred moment. Let peace enter their home like a soft wind through an open window. Let clarity fill their mind until every dark corner brightens. Let healing flow into the wounds they never speak of, the ones hidden beneath strong smiles and silent nights. Let restoration settle into their bones. Let protection surround them on every side, front, back, above, beneath, within. Cover them with your wings. Let nothing formed against them stand. Let your presence be their shield, their breath, their anchor. Now, chosen one, release. Release the fear that has been gripping your spirit. Release the guilt you never deserved to carry. Release the heaviness that pressed into your shoulders for far too long. Release the old memories that tried to drag you backwards. Release the voices that told you you were not enough. Release the expectations that were never yours. Release every chain disguised as loyalty, every burden disguised as responsibility, every shadow disguised as love. Feel it fall away, like dust slipping from your palms, like smoke dissolving in light, like old chains dropping quietly at your feet. Your breath is steadier now. Your body is softer. Your spirit is standing taller. This is what freedom feels like. This is what spiritual clarity feels like. This is what release feels like when heaven orchestrates it. And now, the seal. Let this word be pressed gently, firmly into your spirit. I seal this breakthrough over your life. I seal this clarity into your heart. I seal this awakening into the deepest part of your being. What heaven planted in you today cannot be stolen. What was revealed cannot be undone. What opened inside you will not close. No enemy can steal what God has spoken. No darkness can reverse what heaven has marked. This revelation is now locked into your spirit. Feel it, the warmth settling, the stillness rising, the calm strengthening your breath. You are sealed. Now declare this with me, not as a comment, but as a spiritual act. Type it if you must. Whisper it if you can. Let it echo inside your chest. I am chosen. Again, I am chosen. Say this out loud. I receive this word. Say this with your breath. I am covered. Say this with your spirit. Heaven knows my name. And let the truth settle now. You are safe. You are chosen. You are covered. You are guided. Heaven walks with you in every quiet moment, in every heavy breath, in every hidden battle. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not wandering. Your story is protected. Your path is guided. Your spirit is held. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Let the peace settle deeper. Feel your heartbeat slow. Feel the tension melt from your palms. Feel the silence around you grow softer. You don't need to rush. You don't need to strive. Just rest. Let this word breathe inside you. Let it move through your bones. Let it wrap around your heart like gentle hands. Let it echo through you long after the sound fades. Rest now, chosen one. Go in peace. Let this word live in you. Until next time, stay covered.